Well, we start the second half of our course. I hope you've gained a lot as we have worked together over these past 4 weeks. The fifth week, I really get excited. Fifth week is demographic study. Sixth week is interview your pastor or a pastoral staff member, and the next week is interview 4 to 7 congregants with a diverse background, and then week 8 is when you put all of these things that we've been studying in the first 4 weeks together with the next 3 weeks, this week pastor and congregants, into your own interpretation of the demographic and cultural dynamic of your congregation. About a third of us are in churches with more than 1,000 in worship on a given Sunday. 2/3 of us are not. And so there's diversity. The articles that we have to read this week, the first 3 that are listed, relate to large churches. Candidly, I think some of the information is prejudiced and somewhat dated, but they're valuable to read and to think through. I appreciate Kessler's article on the significance of a small church ministry. Most of you, if you are beginning in ministry, will be in a small church, and that's something to give careful consideration. Your demographic information can come from the census data. Your local librarian can give you a lot of help. Shall we say you're in the Chicago area? Do not do Chicago. Do your zip code or your niche, like West Chicago or Schaumburg, wherever it happens to be that your church is located, so that you get a good picture. And then you're going to take that data and compare the ethnic composition with your church, the educational levels with your church, the income levels of with your church, those kind of things. Obviously, I am not asking you to do an in-depth inquiry into your church membership and how much they make and annually and all of those things. That's just a judgment thing that you're going to say, well, I think we're about average as it relates to income, or we're about average as it relates to education. Those kind of things. Some more directions are given in the assignment. And then the discussion board is an interesting one to me, I think, at least. Discuss the cultural advantages and challenges of a church with fewer than 400 worshipers on any given Sunday. Integrate concepts of previous weeks into your initial post in the discussion board and into your interactive post. So, it's some good things to think through as we work together and as we begin this second half of this awesome class. I tell you, I find it so stimulating, and I want to talk to everybody about it. In fact, I'm supposed to write a book review related to cultural dynamics. So, you walk with the King. Judy and I have been reading the gospel, a parallel setting of the gospels, and I was pondering the walk from Pilate's palace grounds, to the cross. The scripture just simply says that a great crowd followed him. What a sobering thought if I were in that crowd. My hopes of Jesus being the Messiah and fulfilling those promises of his ministry of compassion and grace, and it's all dashed as they are headed to the place of the skull. Death all over the place. That's sobering. The debt to pay my sin was beyond comprehension. How I need to respond with love and grace to him and to others who already know him or who may not know him yet. God bless you in this week. Think about that sobering walk. It's plenty to think about.